Welcome to the Goodyear Planning and Zoning Commission meeting. We're excited to have you be a part of this important public process. Tonight, you will have the opportunity to address the commission on both non-agenda and agenda items. The agendas and speaker request cards are located in the back of the council chambers. You must fill out a speaker request card in order to address the commission. Please hand in your completed card to a city staff member. You may check the "I do not wish to speak" option on the card. This allows you to still voice your opinion on an item on the record without having to speak. In accordance with the Americans with Disabilities Act, please contact a staff member if you need any assistance. Public comment on a non-agenda item will take place during the citizen comment portion of the evening. These are items that don't appear on tonight's formal agenda. The commission secretary will call your name when it's time for you to speak. At that time, please approach the podium and tell us your name for the record. You'll have a maximum of 3 minutes. The timer is on the screens visible from the podium. Note that you may also choose not to speak if other speakers before you have said what you wanted to say. Shouting, cheering, and loud noises will not be tolerated, and violators may be removed for disrupting the meeting. Goodyear Planning and Zoning Commission meetings stream live on YouTube and online at goodyearaz.gov. Follow the city's social media pages so you don't miss out on all that's happening in Goodyear. Thank you for coming to this meeting and being an active part of your city. And remember, it's a great time to be in Goodyear.
Good evening and welcome. The Planning and Zoning Commission meeting for February the 12th, 2025 is called to order. Will you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Will the secretary please note the roll?
Of course. Commissioner Booth is present. Commissioner Hegedus is present. Commissioner Wang is present. Commissioner Nepomuceno is present. Commissioner Smith is present. Vice Chair Sambito is present. Chairman Clymer is present. We have a quorum.
Okay, item number 1 is to approve the draft minutes of the last meeting. Will the secretary please read the recommendation?
Approve the draft minutes of the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting held on January 15th, 2025. Is there a motion and a second for the staff recommendation? I have a motion from Commissioner Hegedus, a second from Commissioner Booth. Please enter your vote. Motion passes.
Now's the time for citizens who would like to address the Planning and Zoning Commission for non-agenda items. Does anyone have a non-agenda item they would like to speak on? Do we have any speaker cards?
I've not received any.
Anyone in the audience want to speak on a non-agenda item? Okay, thank you. This is an opportunity now for commission members to disclose any ex parte communications they may have had prior to this meeting on any item that's on our scheduled agenda. Ex parte communication is an outside communication commissioners may have had regarding items on tonight's agenda. Anyone? No. Okay. There's one public hearing on the agenda tonight. And as a reminder, the Planning and Zoning Commission is a recommendation for to the board for council. The commission will vote on each item and forward the recommendation to council. Council makes the final decision on all items. Agenda item number 2 is a use permit for Quick Trip. I'm going to open the public hearing. Senior Planner Justin Gabrielson will present. Good evening, Justin. What do you got for us?
Good evening, Chairman Clymer and the rest of Planning and Zoning Commission. I'm here before you this evening with a request from Brian Greathouse to request a use permit for a convenience use to develop a Quick Trip convenience store with gas station. The lot is located at the southwest corner of MC 85 and South Estrella Parkway. It is a 5.13 acre portion of a larger 15.19 acre lot. Is currently zoned C2 with PAD overlay within the Estrella Commerce Park PAD overlay. The surrounding area, you have a budget mini storage to the north across from MC 85, and on the east, south, and west is surrounded by currently vacant lots, also within the Estrella Commerce Park PAD overlay. The 5.13 acre site will consist of a convenience store, auto pumps, semi-truck fuel pump, and a corner pedestrian area. The main building on the site will be a 5,300 square foot convenience store, providing 49 parking spaces, including 3 ADA spots and 7 bicycle spots, both of these numbers exceeding the required amount that they need. The building will feature four-sided architecture with a variety of materials and textures. The two different fuel pump options will be an 8,200 square foot auto fuel canopy with 10 pumps that serves up to 20 cars at a time, as well as a 2,600 square foot truck fueling area with 3 semi-truck fueling bays that can serve up to 3 semi-trucks at one time. I did make an error in my staff report that I provided with you. Originally, I had thought that 4 pumps would be provided to serve 8 semi-trucks. I had been corrected and actually educated on how semi-trucks are fueled, so that is actually 3 bays. The corner feature will be shaded and landscaped to provide a nice seating area to customers and employees. There will be 3 points of access onto the site. Off of MC 85, you'll be able to turn left if you're going west, as well as turn right if you are going east. Off of Estrella Parkway, you will be able to turn right directly into the site if you're going south. However, if you are going north, there will be no access to be able to turn left. You'll also be able to access the road off of Broadway Road, being able to turn right or turn left into the site based off the direction that you're going. While it's also not technically an entrance into the site, it should also be important to note that Broadway will be accessible by turning right off of Estrella or by turning left off of Estrella if you're headed north. To leave the site, you'll be able to have 3 points of exit, including turning left to continue west down MC 85 or turning right to continue east. You'll be able to turn right to go south on Estrella Parkway, but there will be no option to turn left to go north, as well as being able to turn right or left on Broadway Road based off the direction that you want to go. And again, it's not technically leaving the QT site, but you will be able to turn right off of Broadway to head south, but there will not be an option to turn left to go north. Due to the site not being within proximity to residential, no neighborhood meeting was required. Instead, an alternative citizen review occurred where I sent a postcard explaining the project to the plot owners within 500 feet of the site. To this date, no questions, comments, or concerns have been brought to my attention regarding this project. Staff is requesting that you recommend approval with stipulations for the use permit for a convenience use gas station for the development of a quick trip convenience store with a gas station. The stipulations being prohibit truck stop travel center facilities and services beyond the semi-truck fuel pumps and prohibit on-site semi-truck parking and overnight parking accommodations. And I'm ready to answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions for Justin?
Yes, I do have one. Justin, can you, I didn't notice in the report, and I think I caught you saying that there will be no left turn from Broadway to North Estrella?
Correct, yes.
Is that going to be signed, no left?
So it is actually part of a larger CIP project within the area. So CIP is currently working on extending and widening Estrella from MC 85 all the way down to Vineyard. So that will actually include widening it to 3 lanes, and there will be included this kind of median right here, which would prevent being able to turn left or go straight through Broadway.
Perfect, thank you.
Anyone else?
Yeah, Justin, is the security own the entire property there?
I'm sorry?
Who owns the property?
I'm actually not sure who owns the property. Lincoln Property Company owns it.
So there would be a transfer up once this thing is approved, right?
I don't necessarily feel comfortable asking that question. I would like to leave it up to the applicant to provide that answer.
Well, this proposal is for the 5 acres of this property. So 5 acres out of the 15 acres. So my question is, will QT eventually own this property? Will it be leased? Or they will only own the 5 acres?
QT will only own the 5 acres.
Okay, so that would require a re-subdivision of that property, right?
It would be are you planning on subdividing it? Yeah, so they would be subdividing the property at some point.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, is the applicant here? Would they like to make a presentation?
The applicant is here. A presentation is available if needed.
Okay. Anything you want to say, just briefly?
Nothing to add.
Okay,
I thought
there-
Justin did a great job.
Okay.
We're happy to answer questions if you have them. I can give a presentation, but a lot of it's redundant.
Gotcha. I get it. Thank you very much. All right. Any speaker cards?
I've not received any.
Anyone in the audience like to speak on this agenda item? Okay, thank you very much. We'll close the public hearing. Will the secretary please read the staff recommendation?
Recommend conditional approval of the use permit request for a convenience use, Quick Trip convenience store with a gas station, on a 5.13 acre portion of parcel 500-06-040B located at the southwest corner of MC 85 and South Estrella Parkway, the property, subject to stipulations. Is there a motion for the staff recommendation or an alternate motion to recommend denial of the staff recommendation? I have a motion from Commissioner Booth and a second from Commissioner Wang. Let's see. Floor is open for commission discussion.
I personally think this is going to be a nice feature there for that area of town, which is kind of bereft of any place to get gas. And that's a lot of traffic that goes by there every day. And I'm sure,
I agree.
oh, you agree?
I agree. I drive by there every day, and it would be nice to have one additional option for fuel in that part of town.
And it's so important. I mean, just having
Yeah.
that there, I mean, you're gonna have, traffic going in and out of there. So just, I mean, it is definitely a, perfect spot for it.
Like, every one of my neighbors down in Estrella is gonna be happy to see that.
Okay, anyone else? Okay,
All right. Please enter your vote. Motion passes. Recommendation of approval will be forwarded to City Council for the February 24th meeting.
Thank you.
okay, thank you. Okay, agenda item number 3 is a business item, is the Advantage Data Center Comprehensive Sign Program Amendment. Senior Planner Kyle Abbott will present.
Good evening, Chairman Clymer and Planning and Zoning Commission. My name is Kyle Abbott. I'm a senior planner with the City of Goodyear. Before you this evening is a request to amend the Vantage Data Center's Comprehensive Sign Plan, or CSP for short. The subject property is located at the southeast corner of Bullard and Van Buren. The approximately 49-acre property is zoned I-1 Light Industrial Park, and it is the site of Vantage Data Center development. While some CSP amendments can be approved administratively, this CSP amendment requires review by Planning and Zoning Commission and approval by City Council because it includes an additional corner monument that goes beyond Article 7 regulations and the original CSP. The original Vantage Data Center CSP was approved by the City Council in February of 2022. At the time, the city had contemplated the purchase of a portion of the southeast corner of Bullard and Van Buren to provide a gateway entry monument for the larger Bullard Tech corridor. Since that time, the city decided not to pursue the public development of an entry monument at the corner of Van Buren and Bullard. And with that decision, the applicant would like to place their own monument sign on the corner of Van Buren and Bullard. This CSP amendment will allow the applicant to place a monument sign that serves to identify the entire Vantage Data Center's campus, not a specific point or building on the campus. The campus feature monument sign proposed for the southeast corner of Bullard and Van Buren maintains the architectural features of the Vantage Data Center's campus with use of the concrete wall and vertical cell element. The location and size of the allowed logo and copy areas is set within the CSP. It would have a maximum height of 12 feet, and the combined total of the logo and copy areas is not to exceed 96.5 square feet. Additionally, this CSP amendment aligns the quantities and locations of signs with the final approved site plan. The originally approved site plan from September 2020, pictured here, envisioned a total of 3 buildings across the Vantage Data Center's campus. As I move to the next slide, you will see how the site plan changed since September of 2020. The final approved site plan, which was approved March 2024, reduces the total number of buildings to 2 buildings. This CSP amendment will clarify the count and locations of signs based on the newly approved site plan building configuration. The proposed sign reconfiguration allows for better site and building identification and aids in wayfinding within the property for both visitors and public safety personnel. Staff evaluated the impact of the proposed CSP amendment with no major concerns being found. Staff recommends the Planning and Zoning Commission forwards a recommendation of approval to City Council, subject to the stipulations found in the staff report. That concludes my presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. Also, an applicant representative is present to answer questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Kyle. Any questions for staff? No. Questions for the applicant? Would you like to make a presentation, say a few words?
Can I ask one question, please?
Okay.
Absolutely.
I assume this sign will not have any adverse impact of any traffic sight line, right?
It is outside of the site visibility triangle.
Okay, thank you.
Be happy to answer any questions. Kyle's presentation was comprehensive, and if there's any specific item, I'd be happy to talk about.
Okay. Are there any speaker cards?
I have not received any.
Anyone in the audience want to speak on this agenda item? Okay. Then will the secretary please read the staff recommendation?
Approve the Vantage Data Centers AZ Campus Comprehensive Sign Program dated November 19th, 2024, subject to stipulations. Is there a motion for the staff recommendation or a motion, alternate motion to recommend denial of the staff recommendation? I have a motion from Commissioner Hegedus and a second from Commissioner Wang. Floor is open for commission discussion.
Anyone? I think it's an attractive sign, and it's
I
not going to
agree.
have any adverse effect on any traffic or anything, so,
I think it's a nice addition to the site.
yeah.
Excellent. Okay, please enter your vote. Motion passes. Recommendation of approval will be forwarded to City Council for the February 24th meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any staff communications? Katie, anything?
I'm good.
Don't know how to operate anything here, sorry. I do not have any staff communications. We didn't have any action items last meeting, so I don't have any updates from city council. Thank you.
Next Planning and Zoning Commission meeting will be held on March the 12th, 2025 at 6 PM in the East Chambers. Thank you and good night.